Hi, this is going to be a short screencast which is going to be about creating an image map, adding divs, and working with images. Uh, First, I'm going to start off with creating an image map. An image map is taking this is one graphic right here, and I put in the graphic, I put the actual menu items. So with an image map, what you're doing through the HTML is you're creating little active areas here that you can link to another page, just like you linked with the sidebar navigations. So it's really simple, actually. What you do is you come down after you've selected your graphic. You come down to your properties panel, and you see you have these three. These are just either you want a circle, you want to create some kind of a abnormal type graph square or whatever that's going to maybe cover an area that a regular square wouldn't cover. You'd use this. But for my purposes, I'm just going to use a regular square. And what I'm going to do is make this a hotspot. So it's asking me to put the information in. So what I do now is come down and put in index.html. And you're not going to see this, you see this right now. That's only because, you're in this editing mode. So next one, I'm sure you've guessed already, is mission. And it's the same thing. They want the information. And you see over here what's happening. You're creating an image map. So you can do this with images too. But the thing is, if you're going to do it with images, it's a great idea if you put something on the image itself to make people know that the image can be clicked and go to, link. So, and again, here's your target. I didn't do it in the last one, but I'll do it in this one. I'll just do new. So I'll do mission.html. So it's it's fairly simple. What I'm going to do now is just save this. And we have do we have a mission.html? Yep, we do. Good. So now I'm going to preview it in the browser. But you can see now, nothing happens when you're over there. I'm over mission, and there's my new page. So it's fairly simple. Now, on to creating a div and images. So right now, I'm in the content area. Content, I want to see if we have padding in here. Yeah, we do. We have padding. So it looks like. So what I'm going to do for this, well, I don't have to. I'm going to take the padding away from that side. And just think like which I don't want, obviously I don't want it to look like that, but because I'm putting a div inside of this, I don't want it padded. And for me, I don't want it away from the wall. And I don't want the top. Is that 0? Okay, so I'm just going to come up, do div. Do new CSS rule. I'll call it. And it's going to be class, meaning that difference between class and ID is class is going to be multiples. ID is going to be only showing up one time on the page, like your container or maybe your header. Okay, so here's all my, what am I going to do for a background? I'll do that, or I could just go right here and find that. Now I'm going to do float left because I want it to go over to the left. And I'm going to do maybe 300 by 300. So if I wanted to put two of these boxes side by side, I'd do float left on the next one. Okay, so it looks like in the content area there's a, oh, there is 10. I don't want 10. Okay, there we are. So now I'm going to put an image in here and a little bit of text. Oh, it's kind of a small image. Get rid of that. So now if I wanted to work with this image, aside from the text, the default is left. But I could create a selector and maybe call it I could call it anything. Probably this isn't the greatest. And give it a dot, which means it's going to be a class. So now what I want to do is go to image select, and I want to do the margin. What I haven't done yet is applied. All I had to do is come down to the, now this new selector I created is attached to this image, and because it's a class, it can be attached to any image. Class multiple. So now what I can do is come down here. Whoop, that's too much. And you can see in real time what's happening. 25, just by scrubbing. Whoop. I'm going the wrong way. Sorry about that. There we go. So it's not much room in there but you have all the same thing. So now if you want to put a margin on this, and of 20 pixels, so you have a border out here, then your text is not going to go right up against the side like it is right here, which I wouldn't want. So what I would do now is create divs for all this material and then put padding in there. Because if I put padding in the content cell right now, it's going to pull this away from the side. Maybe I want it that way. If I did, that'd be fine, but I don't. So what I would do is just create divs, realize that from here to here is 780 pixels. So I'm not going to put any rectangles in that add up to 800 pixels. So again, when you put the text in, but when you put the text in, you just set up a margin, and you're not going to have this same problem here, because the margin's going outside the box, say 20 pixels, just down just like that. Margin in the bottom, so you have space between your picture and the text. So that should help. And again, you can put multiples in. So you're just going to be floating left, so the next one will show up here, and floating left. And if you come to a point where they're not situated properly, you use the clear left, which is right down his left. clear left, and that'll have them all aligned properly. Thanks. Bye.